Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. It has been a while since I've streamed on this here good old platform, and I don't do it often. But hello. Hi, everybody. Nice turnout. How the hell are you guys doing? Just quickly, I'm going to try and put on some chill music in the background. Like you do. I'm just going to put lo-fi hip-hop radio on in the background. Oh, Jesus. That should be okay. You can sort of hear, yeah, you can sort of hear that. It goes well with everything. Nice chill mood. Nice atmosphere. Hello, everyone. My God, yeah, you're going in like crazy. So, yeah, if you haven't gathered by now, should have, honestly, with the title. This is an Iris Q&A, but it's not in the way that it's going to be in the comment section. I actually went out on Instagram. If you guys aren't familiar with my Instagram, it's WillDAGamesRyan. I went out and filtered through all the better questions in hopes that I could be able to answer these ones. And then hopefully after that, if there are any more extensive questions that I may be able to answer, we may head off to the comment section at a particular point. So, yeah, it's just because I know there's a lot of Iris questions that are going on right now, especially considering the release of the teaser of Biobond. So, you know, more information means more questions. We didn't get a lot of them, so that's absolutely fine, but come on, don't tell everybody to calm down. Yo, it'll allow the excitement to flow. You'll have to have that. How you doing, dude? I'm doing all right. How about you? Hopefully you're doing okay, guys. Like, tell me if my voice is way too loud as well, because I've got a filter on. A VST plugin that allows the compression to go through. I shouldn't have to do that for long because I'm getting a manual compressor that should be able to handle all this stuff, so should be cool. Volume's fine, voice is fine. Nice. That's good to know. Your voice is just fine. Thank you. Alright, so, I mean, we could just whittle through right away, as we do. We're going to start off with Lala in Hiding. It says, if Iris were to tour and you could have literally any musicians to form the band, living or dead, who would be in your dream band? Oh my God. As far as Iris would go, does that include a singer? Because I don't think I'd replace the singer. I'd probably, like, get a drummer. I'd probably get 8-Bit Ryan as the drummer. You know what? It will probably center from the nerdcore community in a way. Trying to show that, like, they are expandable, I suppose. I'll go for, like, 8-Bit Ryan as the drummer. Family Jewels as one of the guitarists. Bassist, I don't know that many bassists. That's the thing. So I guess I would then reach out to big bands. I would say Killswitch Engage's bassist, Mike D. I think I would go for him. And the second guitarist, I don't know. I wouldn't have thought about that, honestly. Because you'd need like a session, you need a bunch of session musicians to really pull off a real proper live show. And it's a weird thing that Iris is just me. So I'd have to figure out how that works, you know? That'd be a pretty crazy thing. Let's see. Mossy's Kingdom. Do you think you'd ever do acoustic versions of Iris songs? I haven't thought about it. It's like, it's not out of the question. It definitely wouldn't be out of the question because, I mean, I've heard bands do acoustic versions of songs. Hell, some people do like just pure out acoustic live sessions in bars. So that's one thing to consider, I suppose. Not that I've thought about it really, but it wouldn't be off the table if suddenly one day, like maybe years down the line, I'd probably be like, maybe so. But I think I'd have to get better at doing the stuff I do. Oh my God. May have a question regarding previous project I've done. I don't really know how to answer that one though. No, I wouldn't DM. I honestly don't really know about that one, honestly. It's not really... It's a bit of a pressuring question. I don't really know how to answer that one, I'm afraid. Sorry, bud. Appreciate the dollar support, though. Continue doing what you're doing. Have a fun time, I suppose. Because I don't know about that sort of shit. I get very anxious when I think about, like, projects that are outside of my realm. but relate to my realm. Because I would honestly, like, I don't know. Maybe somebody else in DA Games would know about it. Like, maybe DM the... I'm going to ask Chris, who runs the DA Games official Twitter, to open up the DMs so that he can get questions and stuff, like, regarding all that stuff. Oh, Matt needs to be modded. Is Matt awake? Where is he? Where is he in the chat? I'd actually learn base to help you out, my guy. Oh, I see you, Elliot. I see you. Hey, buddy. I need to go into the actual YouTube studio thing to do this. I've added Elliot as one, but where the hell's Matt? Oh, there it is. Wardock. Just gonna wait for you to type, like... where are you? Oh, there you are. Wardock Matt P. There you are. Add mod. Sweet. That should be all sorted now. There you are. It's really awkward trying to find people when they don't have it. I think it's because you normally Twitch is better with that because they have the colors in the usernames that kind of define them. Oh, hell, I am. It's just so I can see you. I can identify you. I know you. So, hello. But yeah, as far as acoustic versions, I don't know. Like, it's not on my mind, but something there. Quentin Brunetta, I hope I said that right, said, why did you choose the name Iris? I've always had a thing with eyes. Like, to me, eyes are like some of the most beautiful parts of a facial structure. The eyes. And because they're always kind of the same, and yet they complement the skin so well, regardless. And it's all, and like, we use it in metaphor a lot, so seeing things in other people's perspectives and all that stuff. It's always something that I stuck with. But originally, with Iris, it was my old computer firm company name that I was gonna go with. Like, I was gonna try and make devices, smartphones, computers, under the name Iris and stuff. And I mean, back then they were state of the art. I mean, the more we went down the line, obviously the specs were so outdated. And I guess I just got bored. And then, I don't know, I just stuck with Iris. Like, I wanted to use it for something. And I thought that was a great association. Disassociation, sorry, from the nerdcore music that we do. And shove it into something else. So, and then it developed more meaning as we started making stuff. So, started cottoning onto the eye of the beholder. Yeah. The eye of the beholder, just one of the many eye-related quotes. Yep. That's kind of what some of the main premise is, really, of why we stuck with that. So I hope that answers it. Tyler3549 with the... I hope that's right. Yeah. How did you firstly discover the Demetrix? You know what? The Demetrix is actually kind of funny because that was supposed to be an evolution to the Iris emblem, like, not story-wise, just aesthetics. I was like, well, every band kind of has a change-up, so, like, I felt not bored, but seeing if I could really do better than the Iris logo that I had, so I just started drawing one out randomly in the fan server. By the way, I'm sure the fan server, yep, the fan server's been linked in if you want to hop by and say hi. But yeah, I was trying to make it better. And I put out a poll on Twitter, just like, which logo do you guys like? And unanimously, like, well, no, I think the main decision was kind of close. It was cutting it close, because there were some people that were like, oh yeah, it's way better. But some were like, but can't really go wrong with the original. It wasn't broken. So I was like, well then, how do I keep both now? Because now I've made one. So then it started making more sense to put it somewhere else. As far as the name, I thought of it as like a dime a dozen and Matrix. So it's like there's a dozen like bootlegs that are out there and all that stuff. So it was, I mean, Demetrix to me started cottoning on a new meaning. It was a reference to bootlegging in a way that it will try and do the original one's justice, but it will never meet up to it because it doesn't have the same finesse. It doesn't have the same presence, you know? So obviously we went from there. So yeah, Demetrix, that was basically that. I hope that answers it. Insta Nut. which, as far as I remember, is Nate, not Nate Wants to Battle, but Great Nate on Instagram. Very avid member of the community in the server. Lovely to have you here. Where do you see Iris in the next 10 years? 10 years? I mean, I'm only on the 6th year of DA Games, and I didn't ever think that we'd last that long, so I don't honestly know. I think after this, I'm gonna either take a break, finish it indefinitely and just stop, or give it a while before I focus on the next album, if I do one. Because I haven't thought that far ahead yet, because I'm very focused on, like, the present day, which was already as, like, a hindsight thought. So I think very, like, short term to affect the long term, but I'm not thinking directly of the long term, so I wouldn't know that. It'll give me something to think about in the shower or something. Hope that answers it. What does Iris mean? Says Hey King TGF. Iris is it harkens back to what I said before about Eye of the Beholder. It's what we see. It's the vision of everything as a whole versus one person's perspective. Because if you only view it from one perspective, it's bias. Whereas if you see it from an overworld perspective, your choices are made dependent on the impact range that you have. Well, if it's a selfish ideal, who's it going to impact in the short range? And if it's a world decision, how many people is it going to impact in that way? And it takes understanding all of the world's perspectives to gain empathy, understanding, maturity. There's a lot of things that go into looking at somebody else's perspective. And while, like, some perspectives show that they have a sign, like a reason why they did something, that doesn't necessarily depict right or wrong. It just means they have another side. They can't use it to defend themselves a lot. It's just an open view, so you can, like, you know, in certain situations where you can empathize, you can teach, you can learn, all these things. So, yeah, that's what I thought about with Iris, originally. NYGMA, you guys have, like, seriously weird Instagram. Now, that's the one thing. You guys don't have as weird names on Twitter, but you do on Instagram. And it's so hard to read them, but you say, how many tracks have you already put in? It's because I'm going to read it the way he said. How many tracks have you ready to put in the next album? How many scratches are unfinished? How many of them you think will be included in the album? What will be the album topic? Probably not his primary language. Always asleep doing it. God, I do that all the time. How many tracks have I got ready? So far, there's let me look in my folder. Let's see. Finals. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 finished tracks. So that's not even half the album yet. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 demos. I have 7 demos, and they're not finished. Like, I've not finished a single one of those demos. So I'm making final ones, but I'm wanting to... See, I came into a conundrum. Hear me out. Like, I think the only reason you can make 20 songs just out there and done is if you don't care about them, and you just kind of, like, shit it out, corporately manufacture it. It's just manufactured factory garbage. Just shove it out. It's much easier to do that than when you actually care about making the songs. Like, when you care about it, chances are you're going to be proud of that. And then we're going to get to 11, and I'm already proud of it, but I'm like, oh no, I have to commit to 20 now. And you realize then you love every one of those, so then it gets even more difficult to whittle it down. So it's much harder for me to do that because I care about the songs all the time. So I know there's a few that'll probably go on a B-side, because I'm not entirely sure, because the way I decide it is I would make the song, and if I'm proud of it, I would give it a while to run its cycle, see which was the strongest ones, and then shove it on. Like, that's the way I'm working it out. So, how many of them you think will be included in the album? I mean, it has to go to 11 as the base one. So 11 tracks is pretty much the base value. And then we'll go from there. And what is the album topic? Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have a large topic to it. It relates solely to the story, but also is able to take apart from it. So it's not got a completely direct meaning. It's another one of those song albums that can be taken away from it whilst coinciding with it. So every song has sort of a different meaning based on different metaphors and different subject matter. So it's a very ranged subject matter. Some are darker, some are more positive. Some, you know, it's all over, you know? But yeah, I hope that answers it. Ellie smoking a doobie. That's a pretty cool name. Not gonna lie. What's the story behind the logo? The logo originally started out as like a... Picture the Iris logo as it was. Actually, it's down there. Picture the Iris logo without the inside of it and without the spikes. So it's just the top of the eye and the circle. That was all it was originally. And then I sort of took that in Adobe Animate, where I kind of designed most of my vectors. And I just vroom, 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 just started spiking stuff, like lines. I used the linear tool, it's just jum, jum, jum. And then I suddenly made like lashes, like eyelashes in a way. And it looked very electric. So I just fine-tuned them and shit. And I think it came from an accident, and then fine-tuning that accident, which was a perfect thing for me. I love making accidents that are decent. Because it's a struggle, you know? I don't know how it happens. I don't know how I make these accidents come out great. That I can't explain. But yeah, it's just one of those things. That I hope answers the thing about the Iris story overall. Like the logo, so to speak. We don't have mistakes, just happy accidents. Yeah, that's it. God, I do feel like a little Bob Ross sometimes, just except not really in a nice studio with a paint tool thing. Probably just in my bed on a surface with Haribos all over the bed, sugar all over the bed. Happy accidents, not the kind under the blanket. So, yes, we all make accidents under the bed. How do you make that into art, though? That's one thing. Annie Sadface, another big one in the community, says, got any favorite characters from your novel yet? Well, aside from, like, Goliath and, aside from Goliath, I would say, like, Jebediah and Biobond, in a way, like, they're the same person. But, yeah, it's just like, there's something deep about that character. Something very deep, and I got to explore him a lot more. Because people like Abram, I haven't fleshed out fully yet. Like, I know I want him to have, like, a wicked sense of humor. Somewhat of a dark comic relief. But, like, you know, obviously, because a lot of the better villains seem to have, like, a wicked sense of humor. So it's like, I mean, one of those wicked sense of humors being creating Biobond. So there's that. But yeah, I want to flesh him out a little more first. And wait until I do something about that. But yeah. It's going to be pretty wicked sick, hey. Let's see. D. Truitt, why'd you pick Biobond as the name? It's a cross between biology and tech, but it's the bond. It's bonding biology with technology. So I thought, let's put them together, Biobond. And then I thought, oh, this is a sick name, so then I did it. Easy peasy. It was the meaning that came from a very personal matter, which I think I can explain later. Let's see. Maury Yawns says, how has your road been on the Iris album? Have you had any fun? So, it's a double-edged sword, Iris. Like, it's fun to vent, like, to make ideas and just have it out. But in order to make those ideas come to life, Sadly, I need to be in a really shit place. You know? I have to be in a really shit place. It sucks because a lot of the things come from like venting and passion and heart. And I can't exactly fake that. I don't want to fake a deep meaning. It's not like I want to feel it either. It just so happens I'm living a shit life at the moment. And I'm able to kind of vent it out into metaphors. And I've always had a creative vision. So being able to put it in there is nice. And then the songs that I get from it when I'm in a better position, it's fun to listen to. So it's a double-edged sword. Like, I've got to go through some trial by fire, but I've got to have fun with making this stuff too. So hence why after this, I'm going to take a massive break. Mentally, just to have fun again. Get back to DA games, you know? Because I want to get to there eventually. That would be absolutely grand spanking. Let's see. What else we got? Walking Degenerate says, who's going to be casted for the Iris movie? Is it Robert Downey Jr. as the Goliath? No, he wouldn't work. He wouldn't work, honestly, because, like, he's too showman. He's too showmanship. Plus, I mean, he worked as Iron Man, which is great, but as he stands right now, like, he's not really a scientist. Like, I've always known Robert Downey to be cast as, like, intelligent characters. Intelligent with some robust smart arsery, which, to me, I don't think would fit Goliath. Probably, you know what? Okay, if Robert Downey Jr. was going to be in any part of Iris, if I had no choice and the gun was put to my head, you're having him in, otherwise this is going to blow up horribly. Who would you put as Robert Downey Jr.? Probably Abram, because he has this smart arsery to fall back on. Plus, he's also, you know, known to own laboratories. You know, the actors that he plays, Tony Stark, for instance, has like a big empire of tech. So like he'd fit there probably more so than the Goliath. But I don't even know what, because there's no movie that's going to be made about this. Like, everybody's thinking so far ahead, and I don't have the funds nor the reach for that. Like, there's no way that could happen. I know they say never, but this doesn't have that much of a reach to be a movie. But I suppose maybe that's what some novelists have been like for a while. But I'm not thinking about the movie. It's nice that you're thinking about it, though, I suppose. Even though I don't think it would ever happen. And if it did, it would probably stay really true to its roots. So, let's see. The Radical Rat, with the having 3 instead of an E. What is the main premise for descending into the Iris and ascending? What does that mean for the Goliath? It means nothing to the Goliath. Like, I mean, he has probably done it once before, but everybody goes through it. It's like how you get into the depths. You sort of, or if you want to become part of like a big army, it's part of the purification process. It's like, metaphorically, it's descending into madness to come out of it. And that means conquering your demons. And a lot of that means facing this stuff. So you descend into that black pit. Metaphorically, you would go through those trials. You'd come out again. That's what it means, like, metaphorically for you. But as far as the novel goes, it's a purification process, among other parts of the purification process. So there's a lot of... I can't explain too much about it, but that's what it would typically mean. Let's see. Where's the next one? Miela T says, what got you inspired to write your upcoming book? The accident that was Goliath's Throne. I started making a weird story out of it. And I don't even think I thought that one through. I need to look back at that one, honestly. But, for sure, it was after that I'm like, I wanted to work on the next album, which would be like a continuation. But then I remembered I was going way too far ahead without explaining some of the beginnings. So I fell back and I started doing that. And throughout it, I made this whole universe based on... I would think of this stuff by accident, just by life happening. Just let life happen. and you'll find a way if you really connect with your story. You don't fake it, so it doesn't seem difficult. You know, it all comes from the heart. So that's how, at least, I got inspired to write something. That, and I saw like a bunch of people writing books, and it was like, that sounds so cool. But I wasn't going to do like an autobiography or anything. It was just going to be like a normal, there you go, fictional book, which I always love. I appreciate that question. Lefemer's official says, I'm confused. If this is Iris, then what is the sign for heart of an artist? Or did I miss something? I think he was referring to on the clip, on the Instagram post, it showed the Demetrix logo. He must have thought, or she must have thought, that was the new, like that was the Iris logo, and what does the heart of an artist symbol mean, and stuff like that. In which case, no, what you were looking at is the Demetrix. The Iris is what you remember, is what you've always known, which is this. Whereas if you were talking about just the album cover in general, or the heart-shaped thing, that wasn't a symbol. That was just an album cover, simple as. Like, it has nothing to do with like being a symbol or logo. That was just aesthetics, really. Hope that answers it. Raging Zekronathan says, are there any plans for collaborations with other artists for Iris? I can't explain much, but yes. There is going to be... So far, we've got one. If we go further, then sure. But I can't say who that is. There will be a collab. So that'll be sick. You know, first time Iris gets somebody else in on the thing. Well, no, technically, because Why Do We Hold on Heart of an Artist had Kyle Allen, and the only thing that Kyle Allen did was change out the synth for the violins in Why Do We Hold. That's all he did. Whereas I don't think that's like an official participation, you know, in the beginning one. That wasn't an official participation. It was like, just help a friend out, production wise. Whereas I'm still doing all the production for this one, and I feel I've exponentially evolved since then. So yeah, a lot of it's done by me, but we do have a singer, but I can't express who that is. All right. Let's see. What got you inspired? Confused. Rayworld68431 says, when is the next Iris song coming out? I'm also not trying to be pushy in case anybody gets mad. Yeah, so hold your pitchforks. Just don't. It makes you look bad as well, even if you did hold a pitchfork. Just don't. Just stay out of it. And I'm not mad. No. Actually, this plays into a question that I had. That I had for myself. I was going to put out a poll on Twitter, and it was going to be between two choices. Release one more song in August, or wait until closer to the release, and just release it with everything. Or just release the single now and have nothing for a while until the official album comes out. So, it's either August or next year that the next single is going to come out, I suppose. I don't know, because I got excited because the particular song that I chose was that I really want to show, but I can't. I just can't. So NDAs and all that. But I'll probably put that out later. Let's see. How's the book coming along? I'm still only just past the prologue. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I haven't written for a long time. I've still just got bullet points because I'm dealing with a lot in my life, a hell of a lot right now, and it's really hard to write anything, especially since I want to just focus on the album first. I don't want to kind of cut in between every now and then. I just want to make the album, and then once I finish that, I'll want to work on the novel. And if I feel like it's going to take too long, then I'll release the album first and the book later. But those are indefinite things. Don't have a concrete thing about it. All I know is I'm still kind of close to the beginning of the novel cycle. But we'll see when that happens. Bishboy360 Bish says, is there a common theme between the songs in the new album? Also, what are the past themes you intended? You mean for this album? So what's the... wait, I need to read that again. A common theme between the songs. Not really, other than the fact that other than the fact that it relates to the story. And it's a pretty heartfelt story of trial, tribulation, triumph, destruction. There's a lot of different things going on in it, but yeah, I suppose that was the theme. It covers a lot of dark subject matter in the story, whereas the songs can be taken metaphorically outside of it, so you can think of it yourself. It's very broad for you to think about for yourself. It's the first time I've done this as well. It's really, really mad. So I don't know about that. Past themes. It was going to be like a continuation. Like I said, the third album was going to be a continuation of Goliath's Throne, but realized I went too far ahead. Had to go back. So I've gone back, and there we go. Let's see. Yeah, Neil Sniffy. Have you ever thought about moving Iris to a channel that isn't DA Games, like the Will Ryan channel, or on a new one? This is an easy one to answer. No, because it wouldn't be as successful. It's currently doing really well right now on DA Games, and if I was to push that to another channel, algorithmically, I couldn't trust all of the audience that I have for Iris to follow over to it. I just couldn't trust it. Like, a few people in here could say, yeah, I'd tune in, but you're still only a small percentage compared to the other Iris audience that isn't here. So I couldn't trust that, which is why I'm still keeping it on DA Games. And it's also beneficial because it makes people realize that I'm not just about Nerdcore, so it stays in that one place. And then also people don't have to press another subscribe button. It doesn't clutter their feed. It's, you know, it's all that, I guess. So it's more beneficial just to stay on DA Games, honestly. I'll see you later, Elliot. Thank you for popping by, you beautiful, glorious bastard, you lovely gentleman, you... Be excited to speak to you soon. We've been connecting again. It's really nice. He's a great friend. Let's see. Levi99 says, will Iris ever perform live? It has performed live in a couple places on the DA game side of things. Like, we've put it in there every now and then. It has performed live, but as a full-fledged tour, yeah, I would love that. It just depends if I have the funds to do it and the confirmation that several people would be able to turn up. And I think that comes down to choosing the right state. So we'd probably perform in one state, see how it goes, and then try again for other ones. So, and I think our top one is Chicago, based on Spotify's viewing. Chicago and Virginia are like the biggest ones, so definitely consider that one. But yeah, we have performed live before, and we intend to do more in the future, more full-fledged. Dragonborn 27. What do the songs of Iris mean to you? They mean pretty much everything in my life is condensed down into those songs. The trials and tribulations I have had ever since DA Games began, and even before DA Games, I've spent a decade and a half where nearly every day has been shit. Has had a problem happen. Something always crops up. Somebody's out there to hurt me. Somebody's out there to put me down. And I would put it into a song. I think the difference between now and back then is I have a stronger skin. I have a bigger mask as well. So it really does connect with me more than anything. So I would definitely categorize it that way. That's what they mean to me. Thanks for that question. Findorm with, are you still proud of how Heart of an Artist turned out and compared to your more upgraded and modern work? Specifically the comparison between those two albums. I'm still proud of them, but obviously I'm going to take bias. I'm going to take bias with like the new stuff, because the new stuff is always better. It's always going to be much better mixed and mastered. I'm not going to use the word EQ'd. I think I used those pretty wrong. Although I don't think I did. I think I was just pinpointing it in the wrong direction. But the mixes and masters are so much better in these works than the back one. And I'm proud of the way it made me do better. And I'm proud of it, like, you know, as it stood, people actually really enjoyed it, and it did really, really well. But as far as that, that's the only connection I have. with it, aside from obviously the meanings. X, RY, X, man, X. Too many X's. Well, I gave you the idea of making the Demetrix. Wait, I've already kind of... Yeah, I've already kind of answered that in a way. Why did I copy and paste that? Because I've filtered these. This is from my brain. Let's see, where is it? Idea of making the Demetrix. Again, it was originally supposed to be just the replacement for Iris. Is the Iris's logo. And then I was like, which one? And then people decided they wanted both. It's like, all right, how do I put both in? And so then I just put it in a way. And what gave me the idea to even try it in the first place was I think I was getting bored. And I was like, I've always updated my logos. I'm always trying to make them better. And I thought, oh, I want to make this one better. It's actually here. If you can see it. But otherwise, yeah. That's the way it would go. Neil T. King says, are the songs and the storyline connected, or is it like a Star Wars thing, where the movies are one thing, but then the comic books and novel about different timelines are legends / canon? Yeah, they're connected. The songs and the storyline are connected to it. Aside from Heart of an Artist, that would be like predated just knowledge of the Iris. It's like there's a lot of things beforehand that we could cover in the origins, but we're starting off at a pretty crucial point, which is like telling you about the beginnings, which incorporates Heart of an Artist, which won't go into too much detail. And then the dawn of the Demetrix album will have our main story that we want to focus on. And Goliath's Throne kind of already has one, so we just flesh that out. With things that people wouldn't have ever associated with. It's the funny thing, so keeping it consistent is key. But yeah, it will sort of follow that route. Not like it... Because if I wanted to do anything, like... Not necessarily like the songs wouldn't follow a particular story, I'd probably make like another album that probably didn't have anything to do with Goliath and his journey. It would be through like a pre-existing Goliath, like before Goliath. The journeys throughout the Iris and everything, like, and we'll see about it. But I'm not thinking too far ahead because I'm writing now, which is cool. The writer in the back says, "Oh, how did you learn to sing and scream so well?" I'm trying to do both and those things myself, for I'm in a band, but I'm not that experienced. A long number of years learning how to not sound like I'm taking a shit. 'Cause that was how I started. Just because I've always been in the voice acting profession some way. I've always aspired to be a voice actor. I wouldn't say I am. I'd say I'm more aspiring, but just sat in the toilet, just pretending I'm sounding like this, and then opening up my throat, and then clenching it a little more. And that's how I used to do it, which fucked my throat. And it's still doing so now because, like, that's the wrong way of doing it. So from there, because I started doing it from my chest and my throat first and foremost. Throughout the years, it has developed strength, but you need to start doing it from the diaphragm and articulating your throat in a different way. And that's how it would work. Because that previous one was very... Plus, I'm not hydrated. It's not a good time for me to be doing it because I'm also talking, and that's going to dry out the throat too, so I need to keep hydrated. This is not going to do it, but I'm also very tired, so shut up. It's just going to be one of those things. Okay, so I've just spent years and years doing it. And through that time, I got technique. It's not something that everybody can pick up immediately. Some can pick it up quicker, some can pick it up slower. Time is relative, and speed is relative, so hopefully that answers your question there. And good luck with that, honestly. CKA Pound. I don't even know how to say it. Do you like the reception Iris has been receiving lately? Yep. Without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, I absolutely love the reception. because it's not DA Games popular, but it's definitely much more respected. Because it has a story people can relate to, and I think the reason why I wrote the book is because if they didn't like the music, if they didn't like because it was metal, but they liked reading or something, and they liked stories, it was another outlet to use. It's become something that I've really liked to do other things and incorporate as much of it as possible and get it out to fantasy enthusiasts as well. And it seems to be connecting. People are talking about it. People are discussing things. People are coming together. And I didn't have that much with the DA Games stuff. Because it's very like, it stands out, it's there. There's no real true meaning behind a lot of them. It's nerdcore music. I mean, I do write them originals in the beginning. And that's when people sort of theorized anyway. They went back end and went, oh yeah, what is this actual meaning in the metaphor? Which was fun. So when I put it into Iris, it had like its own designated place. People were like, ah, yeah. It was just so nice to see. And that's what sort of keeps me doing it. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Commed. I see you in the chat as well. If there was one thing you could improve with Iris, in terms of composition, what would it be? I would say probably getting better at guitar. I am already kind of decent at guitar and I'm getting better at it, but I'd love to be able to expand. Use a plectrum, because I'm doing a mariachi with my guitar, which you should really only do with an acoustic, but I've got an unorthodox method that's kind of solidified as its own thing. It's unique. So yeah, I definitely found fun doing it, but I would like to play the orthodox way, I suppose. That, and then I'd like to be able to pick up a bass properly and really dig deep in it, but those strings, man, they're heavy. I need to work out. I need to really get my shit together, because I know how to play one, but doing it for so long, it fucking kills. So I empathize with you bassists out there, for sure. Leighton says, what's the thought process you go through when writing and recording a song? It's not as if I sit down and go, what do I write today? Because that never works. It doesn't really work with me. I find the best ideas come naturally. And if that means sitting on your ass for ages doing something, or letting life hit you, or let life happen, you get it just in the strike of the moment, especially if you know how to play an instrument. So I'd always learn how to make instruments and probably make some really shitty songs beforehand. And then I would go in and start letting life happen. And that's what Iris is to me. Like, something bad will happen. I'll have some form of like, I'll fix the issue. I'll ultimately have felt the issue. And I'll probably sit there and just let something happen. And I end up just writing it from there. From then, I have a guitar riff, I just do it. And then I'll improvise some lyrics. And then, I mean, the beauty about, you know, my normal music as opposed to Flash Drive, for instance, is with Flash Drive, I had an hour, so I had to just put whatever I did. And I was lucky enough to have the songs that I did in there. But with Iris and DA Games, I can spend the time tweaking it and making it better each time. So it always, that, you know, take Flash Drive as the example of the improv, but then DA Games and Iris is like perfecting it. And I suppose that's the way it would turn out. Hope that answers your question, mate. Okay, so I didn't actually, I mustn't have copied and pasted the name of this person because it's not showing, but you'll know who you are. How does Onyx Colony, the band, connect with Iris? Because I noticed you named the Encrypt after the Onyx Colony song, and having a group called Onyx Colony in the book seems very coincidental. It's all Easter egg stuff. Honestly, Onyx Colony is pretty much there for placehold. It's just put it in there because people wouldn't shut the fuck up about Onyx Colony and tell me to make a new Onyx Colony album, even though Iris is Onyx Colony. It's the same fucking way that I've written music. And if you thought the Goliath Throne was getting worse with the Iris stuff, etc., then asking for an Onyx Colony album to be better is impossible. because it's basically the same thing. So you would get a worse Onyx Colony album at the end of the day. So take that. But obviously I couldn't forget about it, and I wanted to homage it, so Easter eggs. You know, I'd plant them in. They'd be a part of the story, in a way, but the songs aren't. You know, Onyx Colony's songs are pre-existing Iris. Like, it wouldn't be anything to do with what we're seeing in the story right now. They'd just be little memories, I suppose. They'd just be things of the past, and the colony itself is its own Easter egg, and the Encrypt is its own Easter egg in a way, so... yeah, that's pretty much the significance of that one. Hopefully, with whoever that was, it's answered your question. Faldak, have you thought of branching Iris out to include other genres? Not saying I don't absolutely love the metal, by the way. I appreciate it. No. Because I mean, we've seen bands go through exponential changes, and it's never worked out. I suppose the only other route I could go is a completely classical song, because it does fit with, it's the closest genre to metal. Or if you're thinking about it, I suppose dubstep metal, but I feel as though synths are complementaries and not a main base. That's just my perspective. I suppose it can be put into different places, but I don't have any plans to do it. Like, I have a style I think is pretty much straightforward. And just stick with that, I suppose. But I appreciate that. Is this a streaming channel? Yes, it is. Have you thought of branching Iris out to... oh, yeah. Freddy Mango 23. If you had to change your music name from Iris, what would you call it? The Ned Flanders Initiative. Something. Some really weird name like My Dad Left Me. Woe is me. Hi, hungry, I'm dad. I don't know, something weird. I don't know. Because, really, it would take being in the moment to do it, you know? I don't have many ideas. And when I do have an idea, sometimes, like, especially for names, I shortlist and I go through all of them. And when I've got some form of idea, I don't give up on it, so... it'd be hard to tell, really. An idea that I could have thought of beforehand, I probably might stick with it, but put it somewhere else. So that's that. Goliath Pharaoh. What is Bioborn? Okay, it's Biobond. Let's get that correct. Bond. B-O-N-D. Bond. Biobond. Okay, this is one that I'm gonna have to light up for this one, because it's a pretty big one. So, Biobond, to me, let's start off with what it means to me. It's the metaphor of constantly feeling tortured, strapped to machinery, knowing absolutely everything, researching absolutely everything, no escape, constantly put under treacherous nightmares. It's the feeling I get all the time whenever I'm trapped and completely uncontrollable. And that's kind of how I feel about that. That's what Biobond means to me. It's me if I was strapped to machinery and stuff. And the plague of the social internet. Don't take that literally, by the way. I know some tinfoil hat theorists would be like, plague. Like, don't take that literally. But yeah, it's literally the feeling of being strapped and tortured, and it's the consequence of chronic depression and anxiety. It's also the consequence of being a community content creator, because people just love to abuse you, and I've been abused most of the time I've been on this, so it was a metaphor in a way. Now, as far as how the story goes, story's a big one. Because a lot of people were asking that, like, the stuff about Biobond, and I'm willing to explain a bit more about it now. So, this comes after Plague, in the story, somewhat after. I don't know what that would be like in the track list. It might not even be, but the song that I have in mind is like, it comes after Plague. Like, the world is kind of in a plague, and Abram, being the big guy, is like, shit, everybody's going out of control. We need to stop them and put them in control, etc. They've been studying on biotechnology. And when Jebediah was killed and shot, they took him back to be cryogenically frozen. In a coffin, per se. Like a frozen coffin, just keep him there. And it's like, wait, we have the perfect body. We can experiment on this. So they take him out, and they lay him out on a bed. They cut his entire body open, take off all of his skin, his muscles, his blood and everything, all of that, and the bones, just remove all of it, and all that's left is his nervous system. And it's just the brain, the eyes, and the nerves, and all that stuff. So it's a pretty disgusting thing. I'd show you an image, but it's the most disgusting thing. I'd cut him open completely, and then strap him inside this big giant bowl of his own blood, by the way. They actually took out his whole blood and like made him bathe in his own blood as well. He's in this jar and his whole nervous system is sort of tapped in and connected by machinery. And anytime a control panel like issues something, it triggers the nervous system to be shocked. So it would move an arm, it would move a head, it would move the body and all that stuff. So, yeah, basically, because how we move is electrons are running through our brains and getting sent to the nervous systems, like the nerves in our main system that would make us move, etc. But he's basically been brought back to life. Jebediah is the one that's died. He's been brought back to life, so he is sentient. He is aware that he's being cut completely down. He is just in agony, constant pain and suffering. Taken out his vocal box, so he has the inability to scream. He can't scream in pain. He can't say anything. He's and the way that he speaks is through a giant siren that's heard. Like, it's his system, his brain. The reaction to speak is plugged to a siren that just screeches, and that's when he gets shocked and everything. Like, when he's been made to move, there's a large shock that happens that kind of sends him in this frenzy. His brain is connected to the giant emblem, the Dimitrescu, which they put up on top of the Domeplex because I want everyone to see. So they put the Dimitrescu up at the top, and they've hardwired that to connect to the satellites in the sky, which host the internet's knowledge system. Has everything from the internet plugged into his brain. So now Jeb knows absolutely everything on the internet, and we all know that the internet is a horrible place to be because it has complete lies, some truths, lies, fabrications, wrong facts. So he's constantly fed all the worst knowledge ever. So now he's not only in physical pain, but he's also in mental pain forever, and he's constantly kept alive by this machine, being shocked, being tortured, being put to the brim, and he's just a floating nervous system in a bowl of blood. And the heart system is artificial. It's an artificial heart that kind of like connects into his system, so there's always some blood flow streaming through those veins. It's a disgusting thing. And so, hearkening back to my personal meaning for Biobond, that's how I feel every time I fucking live. And this is the consequence of anybody that is dealing with suicide on a daily basis, who's dealing with chronic depression, chronic anxiety, and it all spewed out. That's what Biobond means to me, and that's what Biobond is in the story. A giant mech monster, which, by the way, also that big giant Dimitrescu kind of powers the entire city. It controls the city. It's its own, like, totalitarian. It controls everything and keeps the plague in check. And Abram just wants to rule the world, really. So, yeah, that's basically what it all means. I hope that cleared things up about Biobond specifically. And to think that Jeb is Abram is Jeb's brother. So they're both brothers. He had his own brother killed, brought back to life, trapped and tortured in a machine forever, unable to control himself. So think about that. Abram is a pretty vicious prick, and it will be a sight for sore eyes. We actually have the artist working on Biobond at the moment. It won't be in the book. Trust me, it'll just be left to your own imagination. You'll be able to read it that way. But the album, not the album cover, the single cover for that song, if we were ever to have it out, I have something for that. So, you know, he's going to be working on that, I think. It's going to be sweet. Yeah, it's a pretty damn big one. And I really, really, really can't wait to release it all. That's how, because all of this little information, it's crazy. I wish I could say a lot more than that, but yeah. Abram is a bad guy, but you sort of, it's funny. It really brings out the people who would empathize with an evil man as well, because there will be origins, there will be stuff to consider. So everybody kind of has a good and bad to them. The eye of the beholder, you know, you got to show all of this stuff. So yeah, character building, it's gonna be sick. I hope that answers your question, Goliath Pharaoh. Took a large chunk, but obviously, like, it was a pretty big deal. Like, it's something that needed to be spoken about, because a lot of people were theorizing about it. Abram and Goliath are both villains, but do they have the same motives? Or does Goliath want to free the world, but then manipulate the people on it for his own agenda? No. Again, I wish I could speak more about that, but I can debunk a few things in that, honestly. Can debunk it. All right, let's keep going with the Instagram one. Yuli Sknot. What's Iris for you beyond creating songs and new stuff? Iris for me is a venting chamber. It's a way to advertise that we're not just about Bendy and FNAF. It's the idea of being able to branch out and try new styles. It's an experiment for me. It's a passion project for me. It connects people in a way that I haven't done it before. That's what I would see Iris as, for me, personally. Beyond creating the music, it's all of the above. But thanks for that question, though. That's awesome. And Goose, because we're getting close to the end of the Instagram stuff, then we'll head to the comments. If you had to choose between Iris and video game music for the rest of your life, which would you choose? Iris. Because life constantly happens, like, forever. Games have a pretty short lifespan. I would choose the original music. Despite it not being as successful, I've not really given a shit about success. I'm glad that I have it, and, you know, I'm able to use that. It's great, but if it all went, I'd still have my passion projects, you know? I'd still have something to hold on to, and there's not a thing that people can take away about that. So, yeah, I'd probably choose that more than anything. Hope that answers your question. Jade Wilson 12 says, any other plans for Iris? There's music and a book coming along, and if I remember you saying you want to maybe make games, is there anything else? Yes. Hang on. Yeah, there's a few ideas. I would say, yes, the game. I wanted to do a game at one point. Probably a virtual reality game. I'd know how I'd want it as well, but God, it's just getting the funds for that. I wouldn't know if I'd need to kickstart it. But then you'd need a typical demo, wouldn't you? So I'd have to shell out a bit at first to really show something off. Which I'd love to do, but I need a bit more outside public research. Which means going into places that, you know, the game would be sort of based around. So it would take a lot of research. That, because there's been expressed ideas about an audiobook. Then there's, like, you know, doing concerts, or I wanted to do like a mini anime, sort of Castlevania anime style short, if you will. Like, I wanted to do something like that, but again, it's money. All the things that I really want to do mean I need more money, and I just don't have it. If Iris took off and got extremely popular, then hell yeah, I'd probably be spending as much time as I can doing that and putting the best stuff I can out there. But because I really do believe in this project, but since I don't, I'm just sticking with the basics for now. So the things that I can do pretty much by myself, which is like, you know, songs and books. So yeah, I would do something about that. Let's see. And Sophie, who's currently asleep at the moment, but I'll make sure her question was answered. Oh, my phone's died, actually. She says, would you ever want Iris socks as a merch? Cool Socks Club gang. Hell yeah. Get some cool socks going, guys. If you don't have cool socks, you've done a bad time. You got a bad one. I'm just having a look at stuff. You know, oh my god. That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. I've just been looking at the server. It is hilarious how many alt accounts tried getting in. That's funny. All right, that was the end of the Instagram-related questions. Thank you very much for that. Honestly, it absolutely means a lot. But now we're gonna head to the comments. Here, you guys, the live chat. You guys have been waiting because I know you guys have had a lot of questions, and these are the ones that are going to be probably easy to answer. So yeah, fire away with as many as you have, and I'll try and wade through as much as I can. Because I think we've got another hour before I'm going to like shoot off and stuff, so yeah. Would I like to release a huge 20cm Goliath action figure? Maybe. I don't know really, like, as far as merch, I wouldn't know. It would be cool though to have like, well, like a little box with Goliath in, and it has like different accessories like a scythe and his omen glass, and stuff. Like that'd be cool. That'd be sick. Mr. Ryan, this question isn't about Iris, it's really a consent question. I can see that you look stressed, really stressed. Consent? I don't get what that means. I can see that you look stressed, really stressed. I mean, I always am, but you know, I'm working through my life. I'm doing the best that I can. And you should too, honestly. It's a great thing to have. Anyway, what was your inspiration? Oh, I've already answered that one. What Iris song is the closest to your heart? Suppose for now Biobond, but originally it was like As the Lights Go Out. So, I mean, it's hard because all of them are very, very close to me. It's just hard to make any sense of it. Who would you think the target audience for Iris would be if you were to explode in popularity? Metalhead fantasy enthusiasts, I suppose. Grown-ups, in a way. Maybe older teenagers to adults. I'd probably aim for. Absolutely. Will you do a new limited edition merch when Dawn of the Matrix releases? I would love to. I'd love to actually get some limited edition stuff going on. But we'll see about that too. Because once the album's done, I'll have much more room to make ideas for that kind of thing, so it'd be sweet. So I thought hard about this, but who did you inspire your voice on? I mean, you kind of sound like David Draymond from Disturbed. Sound like a lot of things. Like, you say that, but I hear so many other people say I sound like another musician. So I hear like 50 voices, which means I sound unique. Whereas I got inspired from many, many artists. Yeah, David Draymond was a big one for me. Howard Jones from Killswitch, Jesse Leach from Killswitch, Serj Tankian from System of a Down, Benjamin Burnley from Breaking Benjamin, Jack Black from Tenacious D. You know, there's a lot of, yeah, and maybe Chad Kroeger from Nickelback and Corey Taylor from Slipknot. So yeah, it was one of those things that really kicked off for me. It was super nice. Will we be able to see all the illustrations for Iris? Yeah, I guess so. Eventually you'll be able to see them. Not now, but later on, I suppose. Why'd you put Immature in rock bottom? It was a huge surprise to see Immature finally in use. Dunno. Again, like, inspiration struck. I'm just like, yeah, just put it on in there. Just do it. I thought it flowed right for the song that I was choosing, so yeah. Would there be a graphic novel? I don't think so. Probably just gonna stick as a book for now. Yeah, maybe in the future if people like it and want to see it play out and a bit more dialogue, I suppose. More dialogue based than action based rather than description. We'll see about it. But graphic novels cost a lot more than writing one out and publishing it that way, so yeah, for cost effectiveness, I'd keep it as a traditional book for you to read. With a nice book cover, I suppose. I have an idea for Iris merch. How about the Iris logo as a necklace? I mean, maybe. I can't say no, and I can't say yes. I can only ever say maybe to those ones. Like, I could. Because they do seem nice, you know, you can wear this stuff, it'd be nice. What's the progress of Heart of an Artist Resurrection recently? Do you have any plans to work on it soon? I'll leave it to the side until other projects are done. Leave it till other projects are done, honestly. Like, I'd probably be done with it later afterwards. See unnerving events in your eyes. Disturbed and horrible things. I mean, if it helps, I haven't slept for 12 hours, and also I'm paying attention to 2 different places. I'm also trying to look at you and try to look at the chat. Definitely isn't. I don't think you can, like, judge someone based on their eyes. That's a superstition thing, I believe. But it also helps that I've mentioned that I'm stressed. So I guess that's where the placebo came from as well. See events happening depending on what else. The past, present, future. Yeah, I hear that a lot. What do you hope Bendy the Dark Revival will have? This is more of an Irish stream, so probably gonna have to pass on that, mate. The Twitter teasers actually the songs of the album are like songs that can be put in. They're yeah, I'd say they're slight in a way. They're slight teasers. I suppose that's the thing. I would love Iris as a necklace. Looking forward to the future of his merch, of the Iris merch. That'd be, yeah, I see what you mean. If there's a high demand for something, then that's normally what we look for. In DA games specifically, Iris, I've got a bit more time to be flexible about what kind of merch I'd want, because I go for all out with what I want to do. Will the novel be an audiobook or a physical book? It'll be physical. Possible audiobook, depending on if I have time, but I need actors. So definitely play with that. Where do you think you would be if you did not think of the idea for Iris? I'd probably still just be doing DA Games nerdcore stuff. And either way, I might have like just started doing cartoons that vented stuff out. I don't know. I'd still be working. I'd still be alive, so. Yeah. Well, let's see. What's your favorite song on Goliath's Throne? Goliath's Throne and Hibernation. And Have It Be That Game. Those ones, I would say, are the big ones. I can imagine the Biobond as a mangled Terminator. If Terminator wasn't just a normal cybernetic robot, was more of a giant monster. I suppose that one. works as well. Let's see. Can you post Novella's sneak peek in text? Novella's sneak peek in text. Novella? Oh, trust me. When you see the design, you will not be thinking of Novella. Biobond is terrifying but sick. It's what I'm aiming for. I want to disgust. I want to disgust, but also empathize. I want to, you know, give you reason to be like, oh, fuck no, put him out of his misery. Give some quest, you know. Zephyrus says, bit of a change from an all question, but least favorite Goliath Throne song. Testify the Modern Eye, I suppose. I wish I'd have perfected that a little more. Not to say that I don't like it, but I would have perfected that one a little more. Hello, hi, Will. Hi, hello. Hello. I'm seeing people say hi, so yay. Will Biobond have its own song? Yeah, the Biobond teaser that I put out was... That's not the song. That's not going in the album. That was, you know, description of the Biobond, but helps you give an idea of something that we're going to focus on for it. I will say that song is a heavy fucking beefy one that I'm really proud of, so I can't wait to show it. I'm probably going to have nightmares from Biobond someday. When the lyric video releases, I'm sure there'll be something to go with. That's even if I make it, you know? What if I don't? What if I have, like, another idea for Biobond? I've already got his design, like, sort of meshed and finished. That will not change, but, like, how I'm going to portray it in the album, in a way, it's all up in the air at the moment. Will the Goliath be in the third album? Yeah. I mean, he's still a part of the story, you know? It's following his journey, and many other journeys, so, yeah. The idea of Biobond sort of takes me back to Bertram, where he was put into a machine in eternal pain and agony. I thought that was dark enough, but Biobond is a whole new level of mechanical torture. Very discreet, very sci-fi. Yeah, I'll admit, like, a lot of sentient robot bio machinery has, like, inspired the work of Biobond. But in a way that brings sentience back, but much more limited, much more realistic in a way, like, I suppose giving it some realism on how, like, really, if you had your everything removed, it was just your nervous system, what could you do? So working around that was a real crazy time. I hope I can bring that to fruition soon. I really want it out. Are we gonna headbang harder than Dave Mustaine when Biobond comes out as a tune? Out of the people who I've showed it to, yes. I think so. I'm confident with that one specifically. Are there plans for Iris ARG? Augmented reality game? Nah. There's not really much you can do with an augmented reality game with this kind of universe. It just wouldn't work. I don't think. So, yeah. That's all the time I got. Sorry I can't stay longer. It's okay, Mark. I'll just answer your question quickly. How much will the book cost? It depends on the publisher that we choose. They will put the pricing up there. I wouldn't know. How much is a normal book? You know, it would probably be that. We'll definitely see about it. Because it wouldn't be under my control. I'd try to probably bargain and see what else we could do with it, but it's normally the publisher's choice. So we'll see about that. I just can't ask many questions because I'm still not sure what Iris is. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, all will be revealed eventually. We'll have a book for it, which, you know, you'll be able to read through. And hopefully that gets a lot of investment, so yeah. How heavy is the Biobond beat finna be? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, God, how do I describe it? I mean, I smile when I think about it, because it's like such a... I love it. Very heavy, fast, grungy, crunchy, epic. It's got a lot. going for it, that one. Familiar, but expandable. You'll definitely tell it was Iris. Like, you'll know it's from us. Or me. Sorry, but... I just can't say anymore. I'm too excited to release that one. So you can see why I was going to put out the poll. Will there be any replicas of props from Iris to help with cosplayers? Let me think. There's not any that I can think off the top of my head. I couldn't think of much. Although, like... No. A lot of the cosplay stuff would probably have to be man-made. Handmade, because... Because I don't know many branches that do that kind of thing. It's really weird. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one later. It's good consideration, though. It's good to consider that, though. Because, I have seen people, like, wanting to do cosplay stuff, so... Oh, hi, Sophie. I answered your question, by the way, on Instagram. Yes, I would like socks. They would be great socks. Be part of the Cool Socks Club, guys. I saw since the teaser's already out, and since I'll be quite a while before the album releases, say Biobond deserves a release as the final single before the album. We have 2 potential ones before the album, so then there'll be 4 singles, and then the big Shambam Woo, which is the rest of the 7, and then, deluxe stuff. And then you'll get a B-side later. So there's still a lot of songs to go through. There's still a lot. That if we released a single, it still wouldn't show most of the album. It would still give a lot of, like... It's tying people on for now. And then later, there will still be a lot to go through. So it's not as if you're going to be left with, like, nothing, like Goliath's Throne. We're sorting that out and finding contingencies for that stuff. So definitely something to consider. Do you think to go ahead in the future with Iris music videos and start making bigger stuff? I have so many ideas that I've wanted, but again, if Iris was a lot more successful, I would be doing all of these set ideas. But I'm not. Iris is just not that big, so it has to be pretty dimmed down for what we want, but the idea still, it's why I wanted to make a book, because it frees the imagination. It frees the imagination for everything, so yeah. I got work in 2 hours. You woke up early then, yeah. It's too early. Yeah, I see that message. Ugh. I just wanted you to know your music has helped a lot with my writing. I appreciate that. It's awesome. Hey, remember we all love you, Will. The art you're doing is amazing, and so does your personality. You're the true light. Aw, thanks. Thank you. That means a lot. That really does. I know it's not about Iris, but I have a question. The songs like Brothers in Arms and Showdown Bandit, are the whistles made by you or not? Yes, they're by me. I whistle. We do have another person who can whistle. Probably better than me, and I should have really utilized their talents, but I don't know, I kind of felt wrong, I suppose. I felt like if I could do it, I'd just do it, What is Rock Bottom's meaning? Rock Bottom, that was a song inspired by the quarantine. Because statistically speaking, there was a rise in domestic violences due to quarantine. Not fully confirmed, but it was worth noting that that could happen considering all the stresses we're going through right now. It was the result of feeling enclosed inside, stuck in a dreadful life and just giving up hope and all that. Like the feeling of that really existing. How it relates in the story, I don't know if I can say too much. Probably not on a stream. I'd probably be able to do it in like an enclosed place, but not here. Iris still bangs. You keep improving with everything you make. Thanks, Calmed. You've listened to some of it, like in the background and stuff. So yeah, I'm really glad you're enjoying it, man. Will the Iris book thing be translated in every language? I'm Italian and not good in English. No, it'd probably still be native English. However, I wouldn't put it past like a publisher that we chose perhaps to do different language depending on what we go for. But it would be natively English, I think. If we did audiobooks, we might like start with a particular language and then work our way down and do several others. So we'll have like other audiobooks with different languages. We'll see from there. Not much of a question, but your storytelling with Iris has inspired me to write stories and characters of my own. Thanks for just being you. No worries, Ramen. I'm really glad that this was an outlet that people chose, and I'm glad that it has some form of impact in your journey. I'm happy to make this music. I'm happy to have a good story to me, and you know, if that inspires people, that's awesome. So I'm glad. We'll be able to read the novel somewhat on internet or only as a normal book. Probably only as a normal book at first, for a limited period before we shove it out on like digital outlet. That's probably the way we'll go. Hey Will, I know this is an Iris question, but what is the alt rule? I have no idea what it is. Oh, we have a bot in there called the alt identifier. It identifies bot, or alternate accounts. So people who put in alt accounts, you know exactly why alt accounts exist. And so far, like when we got it in, we saw a fuck ton of alts just being identified and everything. And if you can't identify and verify that you're not, then it will kick you out. Simples. So it would go through a process, it would search, and it would kick out the alt. Yeah, it's because people are being assholes. And I know we can't completely stop it, but it's a precautionary measure. Damn, I wanted Jenny to join the server. Wait, what? I wanted Jenny to... Yeah? Jenny can join the server. Yeah? What's stopping her from being in? I'm just wondering that for a sec, Sophie. I'm just like, the link, you can go there. Unless nobody's posting it right now. I don't got her number or anything. Oh, right. So, wait, do you not have her on Discord? What is the size of the strings on your guitars? They're slinkies. They're medium. These nice slinkies. I can't really exactly tell what they were, but yeah. What is the size of this? Oh, I already answered that. Why do other musicians never want to make a cover of Iris? I don't really care. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, why does nobody do this? Like, most of the time I'm wondering if people will make their own original music. That's mainly the thing. I'll message Christina and see. Alright, yeah, fair dues. What's your favorite guitar to use? It's always the one that I have, which is the Epiphone. The Epiphone Les Paul, which is there. I've got the Ibanez Iron Label 7-string there. And don't worry, they're on stands. They're not just hunched up to the... It looks like they're just hunched up to the sofa, but they're not. They're on stands. If they're the ones I got, they're 10-gauge Ernie Ball Super Slinkies. Need to get you on them 12 gauges soon. 12 gauge. Would you, for the 7-string, would you say would be the better one? I have an Epiphone SG. Nice. I feel like the Iris novel announcement would make a sick intro for a game or a movie. Maybe. Again, I don't think about it too much. Something to maybe consider down the line. If I ever had the money, or a publisher or a director come to me, it's like, hey, I like that. Let's do something. I'd probably say yeah, but as long as they allow me to have some control and protection of my IPs. I wouldn't want them to damage it, you know what I'm saying? Do you still have a Strat? No, I do not have a Strat. Not a Stratocaster. I've never had a Stratocaster, have I? Stratocaster, let's have a look at the style of it. No, I've never had a Stratocaster. It's weird. Never had one. Yeah, because they're thicker, they're better for lower tunings and sound way beefier. 12s would be good for the 7-string for sure. I am gasming just thinking about it. Do you ever get the urge to add guitar solos to your songs? Yeah, but then I realize I'm not that good. So it's really hard for me to be able to put that in. Maybe down the line I'll start practicing some stuff. Because solos probably take the longer part of it, because I can't really improv solos, especially when I want them to be fast. So we'll, I don't know. After this stream, I'm gonna work on Goliath's Smash set. Thanks for the inspiration. Oh, no problem. What's the Smash set? When is the album? Can't say. Apart from maybe like next year. Yeah, never seen you have a Strat. I've got 3 and they're lovely. Yeah, they're really nice guitars. My school used to have Stratocasters. So they were cool. Where'd you get your guitar and how much was it? The Iron Label cost me 900 to 1,000. I can't remember rightly which one it was. And the Epiphone Les Paul was 500. And I got them online. Well, I got the Epiphone Les Paul off of Amazon, surprisingly. And that one from Gears for Music. Oh, no, not Gears for Music. PMT, which is one of the biggest musical outlets in England. PMT. Professional Music Technology is what it stands for. Not the womanly condition. Who are some of your favorite guitarists? Adam Dukovic from Killswitch Engage. And Darren Malakian from System of a Down. I'm supposed to be in school and I'm watching you. Just go to school then. Just go to school. Do your work. Do your thing. Do the math. Or history. I'm gonna teach you the numbers. I can't even grammar right. English yes is no. Will, your music makes me feel so happy and shizzle. I love the DA Live and hope I get to meet you one day. I loved the DA Live too. I loved performing. It was nice. Nice to be able to speak to a lot of you in the VIP text chat. Means a lot that was the thing. Is the Goliath and his family a different species from humans? Suppose so. Yeah. Can't say too much though, because that would ruin it. Again, I wish I could say more. Your son misses you. What son? I have like 70. That's like how I usually introduce people in the server, and somebody goes, hello, I'm son. Hi, son. And they're like, hi, dad. And I go, don't make it awkward. Yellow always makes me feel positive when I listen to it. Underrated song. Very underrated. But yeah, super happy. Super happy. Huh. Let's see. Will, am I still able to call you before work? Probably, yes. Because I'll probably be done in like 15, 20 minutes. We'll see about it. Also, by the way, if this video does well and the watch time goes up, which I'm sure it will, this will be the final video that helps me get monetization for the channel, or at least, what is it? Eligible, however you pronounce it, for monetization. So finally I'll be able to do that as well. Don't know why it's important, but it's just one of those little milestones to be able to get that. It's like, oh, cool. Because we're so close. I've been looking at it and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Then it'll probably take like fucking half a year to go through. Like it always does. But I'm prepared. I'm alright. Set off the fireworks, boys. If Ira's got a show, would it be a musical? Nope. Definitely not a musical. Too deep and serious to go for the corny route, honestly. It'd probably work as a movie or some form of like, I don't know. Will Plague Let's see. How about a rock opera? Not a bad idea at all. If you had to take one song off of both Heart of an Artist and Goliath's Throne each, which one would it be? Off. I would say Castle That Never Dies off Heart of an Artist and Testify the Modern Eye from Goliath's Throne. I would take off those. But I thought they were alright as they were. If that makes sense. Do you like the Iris fan art and fan projects inspired by what you created? I'm happy that people have a nice outlet to look at, and, you know, they want to make art for it. That's awesome. I do often in my mind think that they should be expanding their horizon. So, like, as long as they're able to, like, maybe hone in on their own original work, not taking too much, and also, like, you know, opening your horizons to make more art for other folks, then, you know, I've got no problem with you as an artist. You know, that's generally about being unique and representable and showing that you love something. So definitely, as long as you're expanding. But as long as you are, then, like, if I do receive one, it's like, hell yeah. But the more I receive Iris of the A Games content now from one individual person, I would always feel like, I'd always feel sad as well that they're gonna go through somewhat of an inevitable depression in the future if they're also planning for successes. So I can't help but feel like I need to say this stuff, like, to expand and everything, because I'm a huge advocate for defending against depression. So I'd want to be able to obviously speak my mind about it. Is Dawn of the Matrix a prequel to Heart of an Artist? No, it's not. What is the album like? It's an album, it plays. How did you come up with the idea with the backgrounds of Heart of an Artist and Goliath's Throne? I think Heart of an Artist was just like, I wanted to see the heart inside the eye, and it was a symbol of that. And Goliath's Throne, I just thought, Goliath's the character, he's on the throne. There we go, Merry Christmas. Simple ideas with concepts. And I would hand, especially Goliath's Throne, I handed that off to my artist, and he's like, oh, well, colors. I'm like thinking it's sci-fi, so I think a very teal green would be nice, or teal blue, whichever one it is. Is Dawn of the Matrix a prequel, sequel, or interquel? I didn't even know interquel was a word. I'd say it's definitely in between Heart of an Artist and Goliath's Throne. I would say that. I won't be taking name suggestions for the book. I already have one, and I'm not going to announce it. How long does it usually take you to write and compose your songs? Like, does it oftentimes require a lot of takes? It depends on the day. It depends on the kind of song. The Iris material that I've had hasn't taken too long for each one that I've done. It's just something. It takes about, I'd say roughly about 2 days without breaks to do it all. Otherwise, if I went full ham, it'd probably be like just under a day. Does Goliath have a soul since he is the villain? Goliath's not the villain in the story. He's not the villain in the whole, you know, story kind of thing. That's Abram. Abram is the big villain in a way. Like, Goliath he does some bad things, but, like, not a bad guy. So, how much trust do you have in Steel for making the Demetrix cover art? 100%. 100%. I have a strong feeling that he's gonna make this, once again, way, way better than the concept art. For real. I've already got concept art made. I've sent it off to him, and he's like, woohoo. He's working on another beast at the moment that's not been announced. And that will be another single, probably closer to the time. But yeah, it's a huge one. It's gonna be fun. He's a demon of an artist. He's fast as well. He is so fast. It's impeccable how much it goes to. It's amazing. Will we see Plague in the new album? Yeah, you're going to see Rock Bottom and Plague in the Dawn of Dimitrescu. So, yeah, that'd be interesting. Goliath isn't the villain, he's more chaotic neutral. Suppose. Like, an anti-hero, I would say. Steel does a wonderful job. Yep. Like, which song should I hook up to my amp to cause an earthquake in my house? But wouldn't that give much away? Because there's more to this album that I can't talk about. With the songs that have already been existent, that you know of, I'd say rock. Oh. It's weird. Both would work. But which one's more consistent with noise? Rock Bottom, I'd say. Jenny only has Snapchat. Oof. Tell her that I'm excited to meet her. Really excited. Steel is kick-ass. He is. Sorry, I can't step away from the fact that he is just incredible at what he does. And he deserves all the followers. He deserves all of the support. He's an expensive person. He's really expensive. But he's done great. Absolutely wonderful for Iris. So I hope he gets to have a lot more adventures soon. Goliath's a villain. No, Goliath's not a villain. He's an anti-hero. There's a difference between them both. I think she has steam from what she told me. Well, maybe you'll get to find out today, I guess. Is Abram like the Satan in this story or like the Thanos in the story? Hard to tell. Probably like a Neo Cortex, in a way, from Crash. Wants to take over the world. Or Brain from Pinky and the Brain. I don't know. Is the iris engraving actually in Goliath's eye or in his skull? It's in his skull. I'm not showing concepts. That will give too much away. I know how excited you are. I can't say any more. Wish I could, but can't say any more. What was your idea for the Bloody Ether lyric video? Man, I had so many ideas. There was one that stuck out, and it was going to be following the journey of a girl who's been bullied online and is glued to the computer, and her family's downstairs, completely unaware that she has suicidal thoughts. And the Ethernet cable in her computer would turn red, and the walls would turn red and bloody and stuff, and the ether cable would come out like snakes and shit. And there'd be a point in school where it shows she's getting bullied in school as well. And then nearer the end, one of the days, they noticed that she's not in school. Like, that's how they know something suspicious is she's bunked out of school. She's trying to take her own life in her room. And so the fire department's called, the police department's called, the parents are coming like up the stairs, noticing all these blood wires sort of coming out, barging down the door and everything. Near the end, it cuts to the end, and they do save her before it can happen, but she's deeply troubled, and they sort of like have this hug at the end, like everybody's sort of like hugging her and protecting her and saving her. And then it would fade. But sometimes it would cut back and forth into like me and the Iris sessionist like performing inside her brain. So it'd be this dark red room again. We'd be in the same thing. So yeah, that was a big idea that we had there. But that requires a lot of. Again, money is a huge thing. I had so many ideas for Bloody Ether, but yeah. Because I know what it feels like. I've been there, I've seen it, and I've had so many friends who've gone through it too. Feeling that, I know the struggles. Some people really aren't aware, even your closest ones. Which is it was a way to promote that you should always try and speak to the people you're close to. find your solace, find your life, and know that somebody's out there to protect you when something goes on. And off behaviors that would be in the norm would change, which would mean there'd be a question. There is somebody that knows you're there, so yeah. That's what I think. That would resonate with so many people. Not blowing smoke up your ass here, mate. That's a vid that could save lives. Yeah. It's really something that I had in mind, but yeah. Now I want to try doing anime. Yeah. You know, if I ever got to see like stuff like this happen, like it would be cool. But make it known that the idea came from me first. It's right here. It would be a complete plagiarism if it went out. So definitely, I like the idea that I had. But just money was a serious issue. I'd have to like kickstart everything, you know? And also then the money that I get would then affect my taxes. And then I have to pay more taxes. And then I probably wouldn't have enough money to do anything else. So either way, it's a struggle to think about. So I'm probably going to speak to my accountant at one point and see what we can pull off. And maybe get in touch with a company or something. No problem, sweetie. See you in a bit. Can you give us any hints as to when the next song for the next album will be released? So I'm going to do 2 surveys, because I think we're going to finish up soon. I'm going to make a straw poll. Straw poll. That. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. And that's the straw poll of when it will be released. That's the first one. And then obviously, like, I would go with the other one. Ha 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 ha. I knew it. I knew it. I fucking knew that they would go with the joke answer. Ha! It's a joke answer down at the bottom. I'm not releasing it right now. Absolutely not. But I'll go with the other 2. Which looking like a resounding 2 months from now, then leave every other single until near the album. So very, very soon, I would say. Yeah, okay, there we go. 2 months from now, there we go. Do you still have your bromo cushion? Yeah, I have 2 of them. Still have 2 of them here. Breaking. My new show. It's gonna be so good. I gotta put that there. And the classics. Yes, it's breaking. I'd rather a new tune not be released until it's perfected, but that's my opinion. It has been perfected. Like this has been completed for about a month now, and every single day has been a tweak process, and it's now at its point where it's finished. It is pretty much. I'm ready to have it out at a particular point, but not too soon, because I also want to make the art I want to have the art done and give it a good show, which I doubt will be able to be done now. It'll probably be able to be done like at least 2 months from now, maybe. So we'll focus on that soon. The drums on the new tracks have sounded sharp as fuck. Good. Oh, good. They sound a lot more prominent. You can hear each hit that happens, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted more clarity, and this next one is gonna. Yes, it's gonna be good. How powerful is Abram in the story? I mean, he's evil, so supposing he's smart too, I mean, he could be very powerful. Newer tracks have had much higher quality audio and instruments. Legit, really satisfied with that. Honestly, really happy. I'm absolutely gobsmacked at how far we've come with this. I'm not kidding when I say I screamed at the top of my lungs about how good Rock Bottom was. Ah! That's good. That's really good. I'm glad. Well then, I really, really, really can't wait to release the next single. is gonna be sweet. Who is the most powerful out of all the characters? You'll have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see. You probably know it, but I'd rather say it when it gets out. How far in 2021 will the album be released? Depends on the vibes, really. I predict to be early 2021. I predict to be early, but it could change. It's already July, and I'm not even halfway through, so we will certainly check, because I am a lazy bastard who is procrastinating right now. But I think I'm still doing some work the best that I can, trying to do the best that I can so that, whatever we do think of isn't forced. I always think if it's okay to be lazy and do nothing as long as the next thing that you do is something that was naturally born and it was the best that you could think of. I actually think it's okay. How tall is the Goliath? Even I don't know that, mate. I don't know that yet. I haven't really thought about that bit yet. I'm sure it'll come out. I doubt he's fucking tiny. And I doubt he's colossal. He'll be of like an optimal size for a human, but probably bigger. We'll see. That moment when you step out of the bath shower and you feel so clean, it's like a maze balls. It is. Any particular Irish song you're most proud of? It's off this album. Off this fucking album. And I want to release it. Really? It hurts not being able to release stuff. If it was up to me, every song that was finished, I'd just put it out there. But it's not wise. I know it's not wise. So I have to do the best decisions. Which obviously means a bit of sacrifice in waiting. But yeah, if you guys think you're the only ones there feeling the tension, like, oh, I want to have stuff out, I'm going to make... I feel this. Is this the one you love? The one that would be the single? Maybe. Although I did have another song that could be it. So, all up in the air. Which Purgatory is much worse? Hell or the Encrypt? The Encrypt, I guess, because it's more personal, I suppose. Hell's very varied. Some people have always wanted to be in the Encrypt. No, some people have always wanted to be in Hell. But they've never wanted to be with themselves. They've never wanted to be with their own fears and their own horrors. It depends on what you mean by Hell, though. It could be that, in a sense. But the way people make out Hell is just this hellish wasteland with demons, like, torturing you and stuff. Whereas the Encrypt is a little more personal, so I'd say that. As soon as the book comes out and getting it along with the new album, I appreciate that. Lots of love to you guys. I noticed that the separate videos for Lost Now Found and SOS have been blocked in my country. Did you know about this? No, we haven't received anything. That's super weird. Thanks for bringing that up, though. I'll have a look through my catalog on DA Games. We'll see about that. Because I don't remember releasing SOS separately. Might be somebody else. I don't know. But I'll research into it. I doubt I'll have an answer. And if it isn't resolved, I probably didn't know myself. But if it does get resolved, then sweet. Yeah, Biobond absolutely scares me. So you did a good job there. Wanted a hit. In every single feel. In the kind of feel that you'd have. Empathy. Loss. Fear. Disgust. Pain. Prevalence. Epic. Angry. A laugh. There'd probably be a laugh in there. It wouldn't be me if I didn't have anything like a laugh in there, I suppose. Sadness. Conquest. A lot of different things that I've wanted in there, so yeah. Why is there no DA Games U2s yet? Because the people who run it are like super, like, meme people that expect us to have 20k retweets to get anything. I don't know. It's weird. I played Biobond on the TV. My brother was like, "What the fuck is this?" Mm-hmm. And if anything, yeah, with Biobond, it has that, but also that sense of what the hell, that intrigue or that confusion, you know? I wanted that in there, so it makes sense. Writing books is a difficult one. Reading ones too can be also difficult. You know what? It's all fun at the end of the day. Oh my god. Well, I am getting a bit tired, friendos. Getting very tired. What were the lyrics in the first preview of Dawn of Dimitri? Oh, that song? I can't remember which one that was. I think it was... If it's right, then it's... In the middle of a social high, I'm becoming what I would deny. I think that was what it was. If it's that song, I think that's what it said. So why does Biobond in particular have its own branding up with DA Games and DW Daily? It was a teaser. It was like it's like a little Easter egg of what's to come. So it's not necessarily like its own brand or company or new channel or anything like that. It was one of those little, if you see it, be curious. And depending on what that is, I would, because that's the point. I didn't want people to know what it was, because if they knew what it was, there's no surprise then. There's no intrigue. People just want information, and information just like that. It's like, savor the moment. And so by not saying anything at all, and then waiting to reveal that logo in the Biobond teaser, people were like, oh wow, what's that? So yeah, and people still thought we were making a game. And I'm here to confirm it is not a game. It's a teaser for a song. That's not the song. That has nothing to do with the album. That dialogue has nothing to do with the, like, it's not going into the album. It's just dialogue to help identify, you know, what Biobond's going through. So it was like a little thought process, I suppose. Really stepping into his mind. How can Goliath be tortured when he's so strong? You can still be tortured if you're strong. It's much like strong people can cry. Big muscles steal the tear. It exists. Just imagine just fucking Hulk Hogan crying at a little hedgehog on Twitter. Brother! Yeah, it can happen. I can imagine Abram and Goliath clashing like Zeus and Kratos did in God of War 3. Oh, I love that game so much. I love it. Strongest people can be hurt too. They're people. Yeah, that's it. I've seen, like, my brother, he's been in the army for so long. He's hench, man. He has got a very strong mentality. But, you know, he can still cry. You know, we've all felt. So, yeah, it can still happen. Sonic makes Hulk Hogan cry. How did the idea of Play come out? I don't even know. Like, I remember we had the second death in our family in the space of 2 months. We had 2 of our family members die this month. Not this month, but this year. Not necessarily to do with COVID at all. But for other reasons. And I remember I was feeling really shit about that. Then there were riots happening. And also the pandemic. So I think I went into a really dark mindset. And I just started writing. I didn't even know I was properly doing anything. I put it in to FL Studio. Afterwards, I think I looked back and after finishing it and was so scared because I didn't know I wrote that properly. I didn't know that could come out of my head. So I also felt it was way too... If I'd have released that song later, it wouldn't be relatable. There's just no relatability. It would probably still hit, but not as much as it would do now. You know, when the riots were happening, the plague was happening, you know, COVID, all this stuff, the pandemic, it hit, it made sense. So I wanted to express that. and I thought that people would resonate, and it did. So yeah, it's really not been an easy time this year. It's probably been one of the more difficult ones aside from last year. Oh no, don't be sorry. Death happens, life happens, and we gotta move on and push forward in memory of their best memories. That's what I tried to take away from it. But yeah, I wrote that song, and it scared me. Much like a lot of these songs, they've kind of scared me. I didn't think those things could come out of my brain, and they did. So yeah, it's fun. Fun? God, that was a reflex. It's not fun. I'm gonna head out, Will. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Good luck on the songs and book. I'll see you later. See you later, Ramen. Thanks for stopping by. How many songs were made from scrap material like Parasite and Goliath Throne or Rock Bottom? I don't know. I haven't taken count, really. I don't think. Is the Dimitri stronger than the original Iris? No, it's not. If you think about it, like, the Dimitri is a bootleg of the Iris. And bootlegs are never better than the actual thing. They never are, because they lack the same heart and the same magic that came with it. The Dimitri is trying to work like the Iris worked, but it's never going to be the same. So I would always say that the Iris is the strong one. And it's played out that way. Is Plague in 3-4 times signature? I think so. But sometimes being scared is good because you've written you've written what you wouldn't normally, and then once you finish it, you think, holy shit, did I just write that? That is what I felt, but I haven't felt that feeling in so long. It's been so long. And I finally got it. It was a great moment. And I loved the result. Like, it came out and people really liked it. It was great. I'm just really happy to... I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm so proud of this album in particular. I can't wait to show it. I feel like Goliath is a representation of human emotion. Okay, well, I'll tell you, Goliath for me is... For every problem that I had, I would always put it into this character. You'd think he's very troubled if he had all this stuff in. Every problem goes into him. But I did it purposely because I also wrote him to be strong enough to deal with those things, unlike me, who can't really cope that much without so much support like this. And my family and friends. But Goliath is a pretty lone warrior, you know? But he can handle it. He's strong enough to fight. He's that voice of inspiration that somebody as troubled can go through this. Then somebody else can do the same. It's one of the, I know it's not going to fix everyone. The aim is not to fix everyone, really. But if anybody finds something from it, it's there. And that's what I made Goliath about, really. A character where I could put all of my troubles into him so that he could handle it. And I could look at this character and go, I made this. It's a resemblance of my creation, my mind. If that character has been scripted to go through it, I have just as much brain power to get through my day as well. And it's only just now I've recently sort of taken that on head on. It's crazy when you think about it. Is there any inspiration behind the name Goliath? No, complete accident. Yeah, again, San Japan, when I accidentally blurted out the album name, which didn't have an album name until I just randomly blurted it out by a random accident. And then I remember that looking back at the video, I turned around just like, what are you doing, Will? Now you have to commit. So, complete accident. And then when I think of the character, I'm like, well, it only makes sense. It's like, it's Goliath's throne. I'm not just going to call him Charlie. So I just put Goliath. Simple. It just all met up. Do I have your permission to name a king after you in my story? Could have a purple dragon. Ooh, a purple dragon. Name whatever character you want, man. If the inspiration was from like me, then I mean, just named after me or something. I don't know. It's up to you. I appreciate the thought, nonetheless. Charlie's Throne. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. No, it doesn't. So, at least we can agree on that. What genre would you think Donna Demetrix is? Metal. I don't have like a specific subgenre for that. I just think metal. And there it is. The one person I knew somebody was going to relate Charlie, which is a pretty common name in society, to go for the one Charlie that everyone knows. Of course. I saw that coming from a mile off, mate. You disparage the great all-powerful Charlie. Never disparage the great powerful Charlie. Alex Jones Thrones.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay!
Wait, so the name Goliath Throne was made there and then at San Japan. Yep, by a complete accident on stage. Had no name, just blurted out. And that's what started this whole thing. Hell yeah, Batman. How did you get physical editions of your albums? I used Kunaki beforehand, but then my partnership also helped get distribution on Screenwave Media. So, yeah, Screenwave Media now has the outlets. It's all about connection. What can Goliath exactly with his powers? Can he shoot lightnings or something? Nah, not really. I can't really say either. It'd give too much away. Do the snakes the Goliath owns represent anything? They're the support beam to me. To me, they're like the eyes that are in the back of my head. The things that I wouldn't see are what they could. And it would like be a safety net. A hindsight. The snakes are kind of like the hindsight for me. They're always there. Sort of like a pet, if you will. Sort of guarding your house. That was my meaning, so to speak. Not sure if you could really call it a pet, but they exist. That's all I know. Can you do an impression of Abram or Goliath's voice? No, I don't even have a canon voice. Like, people think that the Goliath's voice is what you hear in Goliath's Throne and everything. No, the songs are legitimately stylistic choices. Just because it has a particular like style voice, like the overdrive distortion, and the low tone, that's actually not Goliath's voice. It's just a stylistic choice. Plus, because the same voice is sort of used in the novel announcement thing, and notice it's not from a first-person perspective, it's from a third-person perspective, means it was well-rounded. So there is no official voice for any of the characters yet. I would need to do several voice casts, like talent call, like roll calls. I don't know, what do you call them? Like, I'd have to make a talent pool and do a call to arms for that shit. So, yeah. Always thought that was his voice. Nope. Speaking of pets, how are your hamsters? They're lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Will can make what he makes once. He doesn't just have to make bendy songs. Yeah, no. I'm not making, anything that I'm forced to make. I will make what I want to make when it gets made. Because it all comes from the same heart, Same heart. The fluffy little jelly beans they are. They are. Will the third album be physically released the same day? We're hoping so, yeah. We're hoping that it will have a release digitally and physically at the same time. We're desperately hoping. We're not too sure about how to run that. Suppose we'll just speak to a lot of contacts, research it. But the aim is, to get it out at the same time. Nah, I wouldn't want Kellen as the Goliath. Like, he's a nice dude. Don't get me wrong, but I would need something else for a range that I'm picking for. It would be difficult. We'll do a random voice. Can Goliath take down Ghost Rider? I don't know. Is Nicolas Cage still relevant? I wouldn't know. Definitely needs taking down. In all honesty, I'm very excited for Biobond. I bet it's going to be a very heavy song with a lot of oomph. Maybe. We will see. Ah, yeah, the like new Has Been Hotel music video with Chi Chi singing. I think we were celebrating that with her. Like, she would come in and, like, she was so excited, bless her. Like, we were watching it, and I think she lit up the moment. Because for a while, she'd not said anything and wasn't allowed to say anything due to NDA. When she was finally able to say something, it was wonderful. I like the song anyway. Silverhound did wonderful on that song. I love his work. Does Goliath give pets to the ether snakes? I don't know. I don't think it needs explaining. I haven't really thought about it though. Really. My problem right now is if I like start confirming and denying these little factors, people are gonna go ahead and assume it's all canon. And what if it isn't, you know? So it's the price that people pay when they don't have a mindset to just take things with a grain of salt. It's not my problem. How long have you been playing Doom Eternal when the game came out? Don't know. I know I completed it. Took quite a bit because I was doing a lot of stuff. How come everyone in the Discord server has been saying Nen? It's a thing. Just praise Nen. Well, you know the drill. Bendy needs song. No. He can piss off for now. Is Donna the Demetrius gonna have a type of emotional song like As the Lights Go Out? Maybe. There is a soft one that I've written, but will it make it into the album? I won't know for sure. Will Goliath or any of the characters have some pet? Like a Hydra or a dragon, or you know. That's not been written. There's nothing been written for it, so I couldn't necessarily confirm or deny it. It's worth a thought, but if it comes, it comes. I just don't have anything right now. Advice for metal screaming. Don't do it from the throat and the chest, you'll fuck it up. Just diaphragm. My problem is I'm German and I have real problems to understand the whole story. Eventually somebody will probably translate it. I can just guarantee it, it'll happen. I hate it when people try to force Will to do things he doesn't want to. He's human too, guys. You need to respect his wishes. Man, I didn't know why you needed to retract that. That was a nice, you know, I agree. I want to make music that I want to make. And whether, I mean, I do love the things that I've done for the nerdcore industry. I'll forever hold them. But I won't, you know, force myself because an audience member said it. Because I know their exact response. They'd just be like, but it's going to make you popular. And it's like, you really think that that's what I'm like? Then you can double fuck off, you know? There's no worse excuse than to say, oh, it gives you exposure. Only a simpleton with really, really pessimistic mindsets and having super algorithmic mindsets would listen to that stuff. That's not what I'm about. I'm very much human. Just like all of my nerdcore friends are, they have a human attribute to them. They all express the same thing that I do anyway. It's just I do not want to be a machine. I want to be Will, you know? And I want to stand out. I want that to reflect on my career. I want to go back, you know, I want my kids to, and my, like, nieces, or, like, all that stuff, to look back at my life and not see, you were so lame back then. I want to make something that, you know, like, wow, actually, that's really cool. He was so diverse and broad. Thinking of the long term, I always wanted that, so... Yeah, just like thinking of the simple things. Really, I don't really care about the popularity too much. As much as it's nice, and sometimes it's cool to have like a little serotonin. It's not really worth having. When are you planning to have kids? I already have one. She's 9. She's going to be 10 this year. Is there any tabs out there for your songs? Because I want to learn some of them. Not officially. Some people have tried, and well, I think the problem was because the guitars that I recorded previously were like, you couldn't hear them properly, so people always got it wrong. These new songs should be a little better, a little more understandable. I could never quite figure it out for myself. So is Havoc supposed to be a good or bad colony? No. Havoc isn't a colony. Havoc is the Scythe. The name of the Scythe. It's the Havoc Scythe. It brings havoc, I suppose, in a way. How is Jessica, by the way? She's so intelligent. She's sweet. She's funny. Savage. She's mini-me, in a way. Little sprinkles of the rest of the family too, obviously. But she's pretty much me, which is nice. Akira's super happy to see me. Aw, that's nice. Where do you live? Your house. How did you discover your metal screams? Took me a while. Took me a long while. I don't think it was properly set in stone. It was like just an amalgamation of waiting and technique. Havoc be that game. Best way to start off an album. I thought it was a great intro. I thought it was great. Is it just me or it started to rain at you? No, it's the lo-fi hip-hop radio beats stream that's going on. It's raining in the video. Or at least in the song. Not actually raining. It's actually quite sunny. Are songs from the Progress 10% and Progress 20% finished? Yeah, they are. They are. Did you know it's very possible for you to collab with PewDiePie? I haven't thought about it. In which country do you live? Space! What time is it for you? Oh, I could just fucking look. What? It's 2:15. 2:15. Why are you asking all these personal questions anyway? Like, where I'm from. Hey, Ruby. Not doing too bad. Come to like the 2 hours and 15-minute threshold. We're about to finish, I suppose. Have you seen Goliath's Throne in a nutshell? I've heard of it. I've seen a little bit of it, but normally it's funny. Like because it's such a serious thing, I don't like to fuel the memery. I don't like to think of the memes that come out of stuff because it's a very serious and deep thing to me. So I just step away from it. You're free to do it, but it's just not something that I'm like. Shrainik, you are creeping me out. You are creeping me out with asking all these weird personal questions. Can you maybe refrain from that? Put your dick away and just, you know, I'm not your mate that you can just see. What the rock part build on Machine Rock version originally for Iris, like Meet Thy Maker? I don't know. Like Meet Thy Maker and Rock Bottom never really coincided. I wish Will's voiceover saying "Let's raise some hell" from the Goliath Throne reveal livestream was on Havoc Be That Game. I think that was very like personal. Like it was not personal. It was very special for the stream. It was specially done exclusive for it because for promotional purposes it would have worked, but later down the line I don't think it would have. Thinking about it. Will is a space boy. Aren't we all though, really? We're all floating in here. Alright, see you later, Ruby. Thanks for stopping by. Just be respectful. Yeah. And also don't spam your messages like crazy. Stop. People be like, in what time zone do you live on the earth? Do you breathe air? How long do you sleep? Oh my god, no. I cannot wake up one morning and just have someone hover over me. When's the bendy song? When's the bendy song? Couldn't do that. I couldn't. Tell you what I'm gonna do actually. Because I found I got a new thing. I've got a new thing and I'm gonna just delete this. I'm gonna go through all these scenes just for a sec and take out all the things that I have. You're gonna see this quite often. I'm really sorry. Because of the fucking stinger that I have. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna add a sauce. I got this nifty feature, which does quite a few things. And I'm gonna try and make sure it all works properly. So take that, game capture, cam link. There we go. Sweet. I got this nifty new feature, which is pretty cool. Here we go. See? It's done. I get to do like little liquefies, live ones. Yeah. So I get to do all of those live ones too. Yeah. I get to do live liquefies, boys. This is it. This is the future. It's the future. Probably like, hang on. There we go. Sweet. So now I'm completely here. I'm sorry, guys. Quarantine really hit me hard. I got a beard now. I look really, really fucking weird. Bring back liquefied. I'm doing these things are great. Will knows my favorite one of those. I don't really. Because they have a ton of them.
Well, technically only a few of them.
Oh, I came out of focus. Here I am. Oh, the potato. I can't even find it. I'd have to, because I don't have it favorited, because that's not honestly my favorite. Oh, there we go. Potato under the ground. You stay away from my patch. Great little move. Do all sorts of things. Really, I can. I will. Well, I would think. FNAF. I love doing that. It's great. Little bit of light in this. A little bit of light. That's what I think about all the time. What is the meaning behind screams and shouts in one of the first Half an Artist teasers? I can't remember, really. I think it was just cryptic. You'll never get my Lucky Charms.
You'll never get them.
I am Kermit the Frog. I am in an endless void. Oh, just kidding.
Great. It's got good facial tracking for sure. It's like super crazy. You do stuff like this. It's pretty sick. I love that.
I am a pickle in pea. I am a pickle in
I got all sorts of different effects here. I got. Oh Jesus, that wasn't. Yeah, I got this one as well. No! Get me down! And all those beautiful ones. I just figured that would be nice to show. Yeah, cucumber. Oh. Yep, it's fun. Great. Anyway, yeah, that's me done today, I think. That a good session. It's been like informative. Have some spaghetti. Really weird stuff has happened throughout this entire thing. God. So I can't wait to get back to work and do some fun things. Might just, you know, I could write a book, I could write a song, I could fap. I could write a song. I could do all sorts of things. But otherwise, I'll probably wait. I'll probably wait till a later time to do that stuff. But legit, seriously, thanks so much for joining. If you like what you saw, sub to the channel. Back for more chill things. Hope this was informative. I'll post that poll up on Twitter later so that others can, so we can get a nice, well-rounded opinion on what to do in the future with this stuff. But seriously, it's been great. Thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna turn off the music now because it's not necessary. I could just put that to the side. It's all good. Anyway, I'm Will Ryan. Thanks for chilling, and I will see you very soon. Bye, everybody! Seriously, thanks for stopping by. You've all made this a wonderful stream, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Not delayed like last time. Like, it's been a while since the last one, but catch you later, guys. Bye-bye.